All right, I have the Bear, Tim Caron, on the show now, who fights next on June the 17th for Combat FC1 on UFC Fight Pass when he faces Salaiman Ahmadyar. Tim, how are you?
I'm well. I'm well. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm excited to see you back in action. I know most recently in April, you fought at Combat Zone 76. You had a UD loss to Darius Flowers. I'm sure there might be a couple of things looking back on that now that maybe you would have done differently. What did you learn from that one?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of things I learned from that one. I should have had that fight. Uh, Going into it, I knew he was a power hitter. I guess I should have researched more. One, because obviously everyone knows he hits hard. His wrestling is what surprised me. He was super strong, a lot stronger than I was anticipating. And then I kind of gassed myself playing jujitsu instead of playing MMA, shooting like submissions and holding on for submissions that I shouldn't have, and just made those mistakes. And those things happen in the heat of the moment. So yeah. On to the next, and we'll make the tweaks that we need to.
All right. I've interviewed fighters now for going on 6 years, and some guys, if they suffer a loss, they can't wait to get that rematch and avenge the loss. Other guys don't really care. They just kind of move on to the next one. Which one are you? Do you hope to rematch it, or do you care one way or the other?
No, I don't really care one way or the other. I just move on to the next person. If we meet down the line, it's great because, well, Darius was a great guy, so it was awesome fighting with him. And we still talk today. That's what's fun about this fight sport. It's you get in there and beat the crap out of each other, and then go buy each other beers after. It's nice. But yeah, to rematch doesn't really matter. I made my mistakes. He was the better man that night. Now I guess got to be the better man than Salaiman.
All right. Well, that wasn't too long ago. Did you just dive right back into camp and just been getting after it since?
Yeah, camp is kind of just it's not really a thing anymore. It's just my life. It's just I'm always ready. I do pick up the pace, obviously, knowing a fight's coming. But I'm always in really good shape and ready for anything that comes my way. I get a little fluffy at times, so the weight cut is always the hardest part. That's the only thing we got to worry about right now. And it's not even a worry; it's just dealing with it.
What's your weight at right now? I know we're still a couple weeks out, but are you close to where you normally would be?
Yeah, I'm pretty close now. I'm under 210, so as long as I float under here for another week or two, it's an easy cut.
Now, I know I've seen on social media, you're a coach, you like helping, people get into shape. Is that something that you feel like you're going to be doing for the rest of your life? And it must be pretty rewarding for you when you do help someone.
Yes, absolutely. This is the career path I've chosen. I've been helping people for quite a few years now. And it is extremely fulfilling. Just seeing the transformations and seeing people's journeys and helping them through it. And then they always message me and tell me how grateful they are. And it just feels really good. And now the new side of it is I opened up my own martial arts gym. So helping kids and even adults now get into what I love. I guess it's just real nice. I get to teach it every day. I get to show people what it's all about.
Fantastic.
It's very rewarding.
I can imagine. Good for you. What's been the biggest transformation you've seen in someone as far as weight loss goes?
I've had somebody lose 70 pounds, but they did work with me, or they're still working with me. So we're still losing weight, and it's been almost 2 years now. But that's weight loss. Never mind like body physique transformations. That's from like 35% body fat to like 11. That's where the big transformation is, and that's one of my biggest ones right there.
So if someone's not like lives close to you, right, but if they're Facebook friends with you or whatever, and they want to have you help them from afar, how do you go about helping them virtually? Do you have like diet plans and things that you do to help people that aren't living in your general proximity?
I do. As much as I love the workout and making people sweat and getting them swears at me because they hate me so much, but then they say thank you at the end of it. The biggest part of it, like 90% of it, is nutrition. And I do have a nutrition program fully online. So I have helped people from Florida, California, all over the world, really. And that's awesome that I'm able to spread that knowledge to those people that just don't have it, that aren't here with me. But yeah, it's nutrition plans, sticking to that, and obviously we all need that accountability. That's really where it is: nutrition and accountability, making sure the coach is telling you what to do and when to do it.
I love it, man. Well, who knows? Maybe you'll get a few more clients off of this interview here today.
Yeah,
Let,
that'd be
let,
great.
let's talk about your career, your MMA career. You're 10-5 right now, and I know you're on a 3-fight skid, so that's not what you want. You want to get right back in the win column. What are your goals moving forward, other than getting this win here at Combat FC1 in June? You know, are you trying to get back to, you know, maybe a Contender Series shot, or where's your head at?
Well, I think with the rules, I'm too old for Contender Series, so I'm getting in that older bracket. They're looking for the young guns, but like the UFC is not off the table. Like that's just the Contender Series rules guideline. Right? It's really one step at a time, one fight at a time. I need to get back in this win column. I'm sick of. I really don't like losing. I don't, and it's not. I don't go out there and get beat up. That's the hard part. I've been leaving it to the judges, and it's just not been going my way. I think everybody's been noticing. I start slow and I finish strong. So this next fight is gonna take a turn. I'm gonna be starting strong because these judges are pissing me off. So it's gonna be my turn to take the reins.
Do you feel pressure going into this one, since you're on that 3-fight skid, to really get a win here?
No, not at all. I actually feel less pressure because I am on the lose streak. So if I lose, it sucks. It is another one. But obviously it's not the way things are going to go. We definitely got to get that on that win streak. However it's going to happen.
So if the goal is to get into the UFC, how many wins in a row do you think you're going to need before you can get on their radar? I mean, this fight is going to be on UFC Fight Pass, so a lot of eyeballs on this card and watching your fight. So this would be a great platform for you. But how many more do you think you're going to need before you can get on that radar?
I think like 2 or 3 good wins, like finishes. I'll be on a radar for like a last minute, like fill in, like for those fill ins type things. But I really just have to put on the show. I can't let keep letting it go to the judges and do what I was doing in the beginning of my career and take people out. That's really where these things have to head, and that's what I'm training for.
Absolutely. Who have been your main training partners for this camp?
So I got Mike Bazanson. He's an up and coming pro. He's 1-0 now, as you saw probably at his same fight as me, Combat Zone. He's a freaking savage. So he's been popping in, helping me train. And then Lowell Zangri, who is an old school MMA fighter. He's had dealt with a bunch of injuries and things like that, but he's a big boy. He's 225 and he wants to fight again. So he's got that motivation. He's super athletic and he's very, very good. His boxing is really good. So those 2 guys, it's just been very, very helpful for this camp, especially just pushing me and having the size, the body sizes is a big thing. It's hard to find up here.
Yeah, I know Mike Bazanson pretty well. What do you think from an outside opinion looking in, if you're just going to be objectively speaking here, what's his ceiling? Like, can we see him in the UFC one day?
Oh, you're going to. If he keeps his head on right, and focuses on the fighting, he's going to be a savage. Like he already is a savage. If he keeps this mentality that he's in, there's no doubt. I'd say 4 more wins, you'll see him on Contender Series at least.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I 1000% agree. It's just a matter of time till we see him in the big show. Well, let's talk about this upcoming event. Now, Combat FC1, owned by Joe Cav, formerly he owned World Fighting Championship, but I believe the last event was in 2012 or it was forever ago, right? So excited to be back now with this new rebrand here of Combat FC1. How pumped are you to be on this first event here?
I'm extremely pumped. Knowing how big it was back then, and having this refurbishment and recast, being on the first show of the Combat FC. It's very good for what's about to happen when I make my first round victory. You know, it's just when I put on the show, it's going to be a good platform to do it in. And Joe is such a nice guy. It's an awesome promotion to be fighting for to begin with, just in that sense. So I'm very excited to be a part of the show.
So this will be June 17th in Wilmington, Massachusetts. I got to imagine you're probably going to have a lot of people there at the venue supporting you. How many tickets have you sold? How much support are you anticipating come fight night?
There should be a lot of support. The crowd's going to get loud. Tickets just came in. I just got them like a day ago or two. So we're going to be getting people in the doors and on those chairs because we're going to blow the roof off that place.
Yeah, and obviously it will be on UFC Fight Pass. I'm sure the tickets are going to go fast, so I would imagine it's going to be sold out rather quickly. So anybody that can't be there in person, make sure you tune in to UFC Fight Pass. Let's talk about your opponent. This is a team alpha male guy, Salaiman Ahmadyar. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. He's 7-2, and when I was looking at his previous fights, he's got a lot of decision wins. So he's durable. His gas tank is probably very good to go the distance. What do you know about him? What kind of a fight are you anticipating?
It looks like he's a scrapper. He likes to brawl and put you on the fence if things aren't going quite his way. He has fought light like a few years ago, like his past few fights, like 2 or 3 years ago. He was like in the 160s, 170s. Obviously 2 years, he can put on some pounds. That's probably why he's coming up to the 185. Maybe he's working his way back down. I don't know. But it looks like he has the durability. Like, you're correct. So it's going to be a grindy fight. If he wants to make it that way, I'll be ready for it. But I also saw an interview with him. He says he's coming for the knockout. He wants to make a show. So I'm going to do the same. We're going to make this a nice show. So don't blink.
So you said earlier in the interview that you're going to get him out of there in the first round. How do you foresee that happening? Is this going to be a knockout TKO, or are you going to get him with a sub?
I'll get him with the sub. He like you said, he's durable. He's going to take the shots, but he's not going to like the shots. And as I said before, he like this. If things don't go his way, he's putting me on the fence. But once my wrestling defense and switching to offense and getting on top, I feel very strong in doing so. And once I'm there, it's pretty much the beginning of the end once I'm on top.
How active do you want to stay in 2022? And are you hoping that maybe you're going to get on the Combat FC, second event, whenever that may be?
Yeah, absolutely. If they have another one anytime soon, I would love to be on that show again. But as of activeness, this will be my second fight this year. I was hoping for 3. So I'm already almost there. So 3 or 4, that's probably where, like, a good number, depending on how healthy I am and stuff like that. Injuries, all that fun stuff. But that's the expectation.
Okay. I can't wait for this event. Again, Combat FC 1, June the 17th. It's going to be at the Shriners Auditorium in Wilmington, Mass. So if you can't be there in person, make sure you tune into UFC Fight Pass. Tim, awesome talking to you for the first time, man. Before I do let you go, I want to give you the floor. Tell people where they can follow you on social media. And if you have anyone you want to thank or anything you want to plug, the floor is yours.
I appreciate it. And thanks for taking the time for this interview. So thank you, first of all. And you can follow me, Tim Caron, on Facebook, Tim's MMA. You can follow that. I'm on there all the time. That is my gym. That's where I start. That's where I'm training everybody. Tim.thebear.Caron, Instagram, and I don't have any other crap out there. There's too much. Yeah. But thank you to my coaches, my training partners, especially for this camp, especially Mike and Lowell are a huge help. We still have a few weeks, and they love coming in to beat me up. So I'm sure they're pretty excited about having 2 or 3 more weeks of it. So thank you guys. And thank you again, Ryan.